I had a good friend, a sensitive and precise actor, James Mason. And James didn't have a whole lot of jokes. But he had one that he liked to tell. And it had to do with his filming in Dublin and going out for a breath of air and window shopping one evening along the streets of Dublin. After a while, he noticed that a little lady seemed to be trailing him, and after quite a time, she mustered up the courage to come and tap him on the shoulder. And what she said was, "Begging your pardon, sir, but wouldn't you be James Mason in his later years?" Well, it's a nice Irish phrase. Later years. It's candid, it's accurate, it's dispassionate, but it's comfortable, allowing for the possibility of more to come. I cannot tell you how honored and pleased I am that you all came, and how proud I am that my name will go alongside those previous winners of this award, people whom I've admired and respected and learned from. I'm still trying to figure out how I got here. Probably it began with my first job on Broadway. I'd been training for 2 years at the neighborhood playhouse with the teaching of Sanford Meisner, and we ended our 2 years with what was called a demonstration play, and directors and producers and people of the theater were invited to come and watch us do our stuff. And the next morning, it was the custom for the students to go back to the playhouse to see if anyone would call. Well, the phone rang, and the receptionist picked it up, and she listened, and she covered the speaker, and she looked at me, and she said, "It's for you." She said, "Guthrie McClintock is casting a small role in G.B. Shaw's The Doctor's Dilemma with the great Catherine Cornell, and he's looking at young fellows." Well, by that time, I was halfway down the stairs. I knew where the office was. I'd left my 8x10s there. I ran down the stairs. I ran half a block west to 6th Avenue. I sprinted 4 blocks up to 50th Street. I slid into the lobby of the RKO building, into an open elevator, up to the 8th floor, ran down the hall. Saturday morning, the door was open, no reception. There was McClintock still talking on the phone to the receptionist. And he saw me, and he started to laugh, and he was one of those laughers who segues into a cough. Laughing and coughing and red in the face, looking at me, and he literally slid off of his chair onto the floor, and he said, "You've got the job." Along the way, the associations have been so rewarding. Working with Lionel and Ethel Barrymore, Charles Laughton, Edward G. Robinson, and Walter Houston was exciting. Here was the kid from La Jolla working with legendary artists of enormous skill and outsized personalities. Ethel talked to me about boxing and the New York Giants. Eddie Robinson talked about great painters. I've worked with some great performers who became great friends. Some are gone, like Fred Astaire and Jack Benny and David Niven. What a joy it was to work with Larry Olivier. He's a prince. And Tony Quinn. He's a formidable actor, and you have to step lively to stay on the screen with Tony. Dear Audrey, Betty, Jennifer, Jane Fonda, Angie Dickinson, Dorothy McGuire, I thank you all. The directors, Henry King, Raoul Walsh, Willie Wyler, Bill Wellman, King Vidor, Vincente Minnelli, and all the others. I owe them so much. Not everything, but a lot. There's been a lot of glamorous financial news in the papers lately. Multimedia conglomerates, billions of dollars in assets, and much more such mergers are to come, so we are told. Well, I would like to hear some glamorous talk about elevating the quality of films and television. Entertainment that, in the words of T.S. Eliot, enlarges the sympathies, that stimulates the mind and the spirit, that warms the heart, punctures the balloons of hypocrisy, greed, and sham, tickles the funny bone, and leaves us with a glow that comes when we have been well entertained. Making millions is not the whole ballgame. Fellas, pride of workmanship is worth more. Artistry is worth more. The human imagination is a priceless resource. The public is ready for the best you can give them. It just may be that you can make a buck and at the same time encourage, foster, and commission work of quality and originality. And finally, I come to the most important thing. Without my wife, Veronique, and my family, I wouldn't be here. And if I were, without them, it wouldn't have any meaning. I hope I've been strong for them when they needed me. Steve, Carrie, Anthony, you held me up at a time when I was sorely in need of your support. And we all know that we'll all be there for each other. Cecilia, I'll always remember what you said up here tonight. Veronique, you're the one girl for me. I'm not going to embarrass you by choking and telling you on national TV how much I love you. At least I think I'm not, but I'll see you later. Heartfelt thanks to the AFI and all of my dear friends and colleagues who spoke for me tonight. I'm deeply grateful. Special thanks to Audrey, and thank you all.